UK confirms commitment to zero-emission heavy goods vehicle by 2040. All new road vehicles in the UK will be zero-emission over the next 20 years, with 32 countries, 6 major car manufacturers, 39 cities, states and territories, 28 fleets and 13 investors collectively expressing their commitment to all new vehicles and arrivals. Zero emissions from van sales globally by 2040 and in key markets by 2035. The UK confirms it will be the first country in the world to commit to phasing out new non-zero emissions heavy goods vehicles weighing 26 tons and below by 2035 inches, and that all new heavy goods vehicles sold in the UK will be zero emissions by 2040. Announcing a phase-out date for new non-zero emission heavy goods vehicles at the tailpipe, such as those running on diesel, will help provide logistics companies and manufacturers with much-needed certainty on the decarbonization path of the industry. But these dates can only be achieved with proper government support. Businesses need to see a nationwide network of charging and refueling infrastructure in place, providing efficient and affordable vehicles for all, as well as providing essential electricity for all upgrades for commercial premises that provide fairer charging arrangements. Certain specialty heavy goods vehicles, or the jobs they are used for, present additional challenges in the transition to zero-emission vehicles, so detractions are welcome to allow the technology to evolve for longer. With this exception, only zero-tailpipe heavy goods vehicles can be sold after these dates. The approach has to be comprehensive, especially around heavy goods vehicles where the hurdles are still huge. The recently announced funding to support trials of zero-emission technology in the industry is a very positive step that provides eagerly awaited clarity and will help meet the phase-out date. DPD Group fully supports a cessation of sales of new non-zero emissions heavy goods vehicles in the UK by 2035. As well sales of new diesel/petrol last-mile fleet vehicles by 2030. All stakeholders involved are urged to press the fast-forward button on their development plans in lieu of green heavy goods vehicles so that businesses can transition as quickly as possible. DPD is one of the brands leading the way in decarbonizing fleets, but reducing the cost of green heavy goods vehicles and creating sufficient supply is critical for the UK to achieve this. New research from Bloomberg New Energy Finance, commissioned by the UK COP Bureau, showed significant progress in the passenger car market. The UK also highlighted that ministers and industry leaders committed to achieving 100% zero-emission new car and van sales by 2040 or at COP26 Transport Day. 32 countries, 6 major automakers, General Motors, Ford, Mercedes, Build Your Dreams, Volvo, Jaguar Land Rover, 39 cities, states and territories, 28 teams and 13 investors collectively expressed their commitment to all new car and van sales to be zero emissions globally by 2040 and zero emissions in major markets by 2035. In this group, companies like Sainsbury's and countries including El Salvador and New Zealand made new commitments to 100% zero-emission vehicles. They are following recommendations made by the European Union, Chile, Canada and some US states to ensure that all new cars have zero emissions by 2035. It was also announced that a number of emerging market and developing economies have pledged to work towards accelerating the adoption of zero-emission vehicles in their markets, including India, Ghana, Kenya, Paraguay, Rwanda, and Turkey. The UK confirms it has also unveiled new designs for electric vehicle charging stations. As part of a new Glasgow breakthrough launched by the UK at the World Leaders Summit, 30 countries agreed to work together to make zero-emission vehicles the new normal, with zero-emission vehicles accessible. Affordability and sustainability are vitally important to that aim. This goal is to guide the Zero Emission Vehicle Transition Council to discuss how international cooperation can support the global transition. The Council will launch its first annual action plan, which identifies areas of continued international cooperation to accelerate the transition in this year. Several other initiatives have been launched to help ensure a fair global transition to zero-emission vehicles and support accelerated decarbonization of transport. These include the World Bank's Global Transport Decarbonization Facility, a multi-donor trust fund that will raise $200 million over the next 10 years to support the decarbonization of road transport in emerging markets and developing economies in the Global South. The UK announced an initial £4 million contribution to the fund, designed to support these countries to accelerate the decarbonization of transport and build greener, more resilient economies. The transition to zero-emission transport has reached a tipping point. Transportation plays a key role in saving the planet from warming above 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is why COP was intended to kickstart a UK ambition to achieve zero-emission aviation, and to unite world leaders on climate change, create new opportunities for global clean growth, green jobs and improved air quality. To support the transition to electric vehicles, We must have the infrastructure to support it. The vision is for the UK to have one of the best electric vehicle infrastructure networks in the world, with good British design at its core. As part of the new International Aviation Climate Ambition Coalition, 18 countries from around the world, which account for more than 40% of global aviation emissions, have also pledged to work together through the International Civil Aviation Organization to achieve ambitious new aviation decarbonization goals. Along with the World Economic Forum and other governments, the UK is also working to accelerate the global uptake of sustainable aviation fuels. 19 governments have also expressed interest in supporting the creation of green shipping corridors, zero-emission shipping routes between two ports. This will involve deploying zero-emission ship technology and establishing alternative fuel and charging infrastructure in ports to enable zero-emission shipping on major global shipping routes. That, in turn, could mean taking zero-emission ferries could be part of our holidays, or that everyday household items, including food and clothing, could soon arrive via zero-emission ships. Please listen to our podcast, Electric Vehicle News Bite-Size, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Gaana, YouTube, or click www.anchor.fm/DanielFearns. For more articles, search http://www.harrogatelectricvehiclenews.com. If you enjoyed this article, click Nissan Inc. Miniature Electric Vehicle Speed Testing. UK confirms commitment to zero-emission heavy goods vehicles by 2040.